Welcome back to Bombastic Nation and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant and I'm back with some more vibes for all of you. Yes, I. And this one is called 18 Cultural Differences Between the USA and Europe. Now, I want to see what this vibe is. I want to see what the cultural differences and thing they're going to pinpoint here. Now, I know some of them. And I know a lot of the difference in the cultures between where I'm from and America because I've been living in America. It's half and half. The first half of my life was on the island, and the second half of my life has been here. And I know there's some serious differences in the culture, thing like that, and the mentality of the people. Like where I'm from, we all laid back, we chill, and not because we smoke a lot of weed, we just chill. You know what I mean? And thing. Here it's a go, 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 get up, go, go, go. You know, get to work, do this, that, that. You know, even in this small town where I am, it's a go, 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 go. You know what I mean? But anyway, I want to see what's the difference between the USA and the Europeans culturally speaking. Culturally speaking, let's go ahead and YouTube and sim and see what I want and thing.
The USA and Europe are similar in size, population, standard of living, and lifestyle. But as an American myself, after spending more than 1 year of my life in Europe and visiting every single country on the continent, there are some major cultural differences that need to be addressed. Bonjour! Disclaimer. I know it's impossible to group Europe into one category, so these are general realizations that may not exist in every European country.
Okay.
Here are 18 cultural differences that Europe has over the USA. Something bourgeois en Paris. 1. Pay to use public toilets. It's not free to pee or do your business in public. You have to pay usually €1 to use the bathroom, even if it's just to wash your hands. 2. Water is not free.
What? You gotta pay to use the bathroom over there? Well, to be honest, on my island, there's not a whole lot of public restrooms and stuff, and it's so small. It's a couple of jogs to get to your get to your house anyway. I'm exaggerating, but you gotta pay to use the bathroom. You know, always have to have change. No, is that the public restrooms you have to pay to use, or is that restrooms in businesses and stores and stuff? Or you gotta pay there too? Comment down below. Let me know. That's kind of baffling there. You know, I'll be honest. I did not know that. I did not know you had to pay to use the restroom. I didn't. Now, granted, I don't usually use public restrooms here. But you know what? Come to think about it, they don't really have like a specific public restroom area in America. Like a restroom that's just there to be used. It's usually a restroom associated with somewhere. Like if you go to a park, there's restrooms there. But just to see restrooms on the side of the street, is that the type of restrooms they have in Europe? I mean, you just have a building that's a public restroom that you go use and you pay to use it. Because, I mean, there's not just buildings designated as restrooms here, you know what I mean? Usually, if you go to the mall have restrooms. You know, if you go to the restaurant, that's where the restroom is. You go to the grocery store, the restroom is associated with the grocery store. So, are they talking about just restrooms that are designated, kind of like when they used to have telephone booths. You know, people could go put in a dime or a quarter or whatever and make a call. Maybe that's what they're talking about. And if in that case, if it's public restrooms like that, that means it's run by the government, which means the government's going to get its piece of the pie. You understand what I mean? So that makes sense right there. That makes a lot of sense right there. Okay, let's keep going with this.
When you order water in a restaurant, it usually comes in a tiny glass bottle and costs €2 to €5. They love sparkling water too, so make sure to tell them you want still water. Can I get a still water, please? Travel tip. Carry around an empty water bottle and fill it up in sinks or public fountains. It's all purified. 3. Every city has history. In America, we don't have much to talk about before the 17th century. In Europe, some castles are 500 years older.
That's what I'm talking about.
Country. 4.
That's what I want to
They drive
see.
less. Public transportation is everywhere and efficient in Europe, and most cities are pedestrian and bike friendly. There's really no need for a car, and gas is too expensive anyways. 5. Sports are not a family affair. In the States, we pregame and drink beers and tailgate for sports games with our families and friends. In Europe, sports aren't such big events, except for soccer, which they love. 6. Smaller food portions. This is the size of a normal meal in Europe. And this is a standard Coke. Also, ketchup is not free and comes in glass bottles. Seriously? 7. Cigarettes are fashionable. They aren't so looked down upon among Europeans either. I guess they don't have the DARE program in Europe. In other words, smoking equals cool. 8. They dress nicer. They don't just throw on basketball shorts, a university t-shirt, and sandals. Sup, dude? They always dress to impress. And about those haircuts. 9. They can speak multiple languages.
That's one thing. Watching videos on YouTube that I noticed. There's a difference in the way people dress. People dress up a lot in Europe. They do, and I guess some of that is sort of parlays to the island too. Because I remember when I did my radio show, my mom was like, "You were in a suit and tie, aren't you?" And I was just going up there with a t-shirt and all relaxed and stuff. And my mom think that I should wear a suit and tie to go sit in a studio for. Sometimes I did a 5-hour show, and sitting there and be all hot and tea, you know what I mean? Where it's just throw on my sweatshirt or my hoodie or something, and I go do the show. And I guess that's the British influence on us on the island, you know what I mean? But yeah, people don't. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. My ex-wife, I'm gonna call her Loretta. She didn't own a dress. And that's just baffled me because coming here, I know everybody owned dresses on the island. I'm not saying women didn't wear pants and thing down there, they did. But she never owned a dress. She owned 2 dresses the whole time we were married. 2 dresses. I think she owns more now because she's a school teacher and she have to go to functions and stuff like that. But back then, she didn't own no dresses. And that just baffled me, you know what I mean? And it was a chore to go shop for a dress from her. That's something I had to get used to here. They didn't dress up much, you know what I mean? Whereas my mom is prim and proper, she's dressed up and she wears dresses. I rarely saw my mom in her pants. Really. Let's keep going here. Let's go back some. So we start off number 9 and thing. What about the haircuts, man? Have you seen some of the haircuts up in this place here? Shoo. I've seen the mullet, the blam, blam, blam. I mean, people, listen, I went to Detroit and visit, and there's people with all kinds of funny looking stuff, hairstyles and stuff and thing like that, So everywhere it's got its funny hairstyles.
Haircuts. 9. They can speak multiple languages. It's not uncommon to meet Europeans who speak 4, 5, or 6 languages fluently.
This beer is very good. Das Bier ist ausgezeichnet. To piwo je výborný. Je to piwo oče vkusné. To piwo je veľmi dobré.
10. They recycle more. Metal cans, plastic, paper.
About being able to speak many different languages, I think it has something to do with the fact that a lot of those countries are landlocked. You know what I mean? It's different countries, but they're landlocked. So, people could easily travel. America is out here on its own pretty much. You know what I mean? The closest is Canada. They have that border. And then there's Mexico. You know what I mean? And up until recently, not a lot of Mexicans come here, and there's not enough for it to be, we gotta learn Mexican. As a matter of fact, they're putting up a fight against that vibe. We don't speak no, but they don't even say Spanish here. We don't speak no Mexican here. We won't speak English. I mean, they're putting up a fight against learning other languages. They just want to keep the way they are. They don't want to learn anything different. You know what I mean and thing, and And I don't think so much so is that they adverse to it. I think it's just that people just don't want to learn anything new. Most people, at least where I live, they don't. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Speaking differently could come in handy with the romantic vibes and thing. It doesn't work for me. But you know what I'm saying? Thing. Let's keep going here. They do recycle to a certain extent here, but I guess Europe is more vigilant about it.
Bottles. Europeans recycle more and take better care of their environment. In Germany, the government incentivizes you with 25 cents for returning an empty bottle. Empty water bottles can make you rich in Germany. Many Americans seem to throw trash on the streets without thinking about the consequences. 11. Coins actually matter. Don't lose your euros. This handful of coins is 20 euros or 24 US dollars. If these were quarters, it'd be about $3. See the difference? 12. Toilets have 2 buttons. This makes a lot more sense, right? Big one for poop, small one for pee, to save a lot of water every flush.
Wow.
Also, bathroom sinks
That's
are
interesting.
tiny. For little kids. 13. Electric cars. It's more and more common to drive small electric cars in Europe. Once again, better for the environment. And you can pull into these parking spaces and you charge it. It's so simple. 14. Fewer trash cans. I never have this problem back home, but in Europe, it always seems like there's a trash can every 2 miles. But believe it or not, the streets are clean. 15. Street signs are tricky. Can't find the street sign? Look on the building. It's usually there. 16. Dinner is an all-night activity. Expect to spend 3 or more hours schmoozing and eating with your friends at the dinner table. In the US, if we wait more than 5 minutes to get our check, we talk to the manager. Don't be in a hurry to go to dinner.
Yeah, they
with
go
your
Karen on the
17.
vibe.
They love the outdoors. You'll notice this by seeing tons of parks and outdoor cafes all over Europe. They love their leisure time, and they don't use their phones as much as we do. 18. Longer vacation. Many European countries, like France, have 6 or more weeks of vacation, or holiday as I call it. In
Yep,
the US,
same thing on the
2 days would
island.
be generous. So, what do you guys think? Did I miss anything on this list? I'd love to know your thoughts.
Check this out. He talk about vacations, right? You work a whole year without getting one. Then you get 1 week. You gotta work for that week. You accumulate it. They don't just give you that. You gotta accumulate it in some places. Some places you get it. Okay, you have to work for 5. At least where I work, you have to work for 5 years to get that extra week of vacation. Okay, now they do have what you call paid time. But if you get sick and you go on a long-term sickness, the way it is set up now, I don't know how it was set up before, you're pretty much just gonna be broke. Because after all that sick time and all of that runs out, you get nothing. it's it's crazy here. But anyway, man, thank you all for watching this with me and thing. It's amazing how different places are. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean we can't get along. You know what I'm saying? And thing. I'm learning. I'm enjoying learning this. I would like to go visit and live that different sort of cultural vibe. Different. Which is kind of similar to where I'm from, you know what I mean? And like I said, I guess it's because of the British influence down there, We have a little European type of vibe going on down there. But anyway, man, thank you all for watching this with me. Y'all take care of each other, alright? Cool runnings.